Dinesh Modi, Institute of Finance and Management Studies.
I feel highly privileged to be in the presence of such esteemed dignitaries. So we really hope that the next 3 hours are going to be life-changing for you, because the insights that our dignitaries are going to share with you will definitely help you and guide you in making the right career choices.
Before we begin, we'd like to show a short video of our college which is going to portray the values that we are trying to inculcate at Alkesh Dinesh Modi.
Thank you. Since its inception, our institute has come a long way, and we really hope to carry the legacy forward.
Now, I would like to introduce our speakers of the day, Mr. Ajay founder and Chief Executive Officer of Fractional Column Business Refinery Private Limited, Mr. Prasad Fanasgaonkar, founder and CEO of Samartha Travels, Mrs. Smriti Dalvi, founder and CEO Florista India Private Limited, Mr. Rajesh Shirodkar, founder and CEO, The Idea Factory Advertising Private Limited.
Along with this, our institute director, Dr. Smita Shukla, our MMS coordinator, Dr. Aruna Deshpande, our placement officer, ma'am, Mishra ma'am, and our esteemed faculty members, Javed sir, and yes, so let's please move forward and light the lamp. So I would request you all to please come on the stage and start the event on a very high and positive note. Kareem sir, please. Sir, please.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्तावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
I would again like to extend our sincerest gratitude. Thank you to all our speakers for accepting our invitation and being here. Thank you so much.
Now I would request our Institute Director Smita ma'am to please present a token with saplings to our esteemed dignitaries. Yes, 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 ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Ajay Murlidhar, Mr. Ajay Murlidhar. Mrs. Smriti Dalvi, Mr. Rajesh Shirotkar, and Mr. Prasad Fanasgaonkar. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I'd like to invite you to please say a few words on this occasion.
I like to welcome all entrepreneurs that they have found time from their busy schedule. Um in fact, what I like to say is this is something more than possibly the time you have taken out is the effort, which is something more than what a regular business manager does. Reason being that you have to manage multiple aspects of your business. You're not just a finance personnel at the end of the day, or HR personnel, or operations person. You are all mixed into one. So your time is extremely precious, and when I say that you have found time from your busy schedule, it actually is very, very busy. So to begin with, I'll say personal thanks to all of you, whether it is Prasad sir, whether it is Rajesh sir, whether it is Smriti madam, or whether it is Ajay sir. In fact, my personal thanks that they felt that they need to come here and interact with the students. Further, what I like to say about this theme is that you all are management students. Some of you might be aspiring to become entrepreneurs at the end of the day. It's very important for you all to understand that what kind of challenges this entire exercise holds. Listening about the concept theoretically is different, and experiencing it in life is altogether different. things do not work in your favor. In spite of you putting in best of the efforts, maybe not every day is going to go in your favor. You're going to find challenges at multiple levels. Let it be just managing finances or gathering finances to start your business. Let it be those through whom you are trying to make business delivery. Maybe it can be simple marketing pitfalls via which you get stuck and face losses. It can be also an experience where maybe uh, when you are trying to deal with the people, let it be your employees or no outside world, challenges are there multiple at varied levels. So listening it from entrepreneurs who have done it and have successfully managed it, it's a different learning altogether. And believe me, I can share this, that all of them have had their misses. Not all of them have got it bang on right from day one, whatever they intended to do. They have had their own share of misses. They have had their own share of failures. They have had their own share of difficulties. And that is our perspective when we are talking about what can be the learning which they are bringing forward to you in the discussion. I'm personally, as I said, I'm personally indebted in the sense that these dignitaries found time for us from their busy schedule, and I'll offer the stage to them because today the stage belongs to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that realistic approach and that inspirational note that we started on with. So let's go forward with the event today. And first of all, I would like to invite Mr. Ajay sir, Mr. Ajay Murlidhar. So a brief description about sir. An engineer by qualification, sir has 2 decades of experience in diverse industries with assignments in both Indian and multinational companies. He possesses a unique quality that mixes process discipline, entrepreneurial thinking, and the nimble-footedness required to meet today's business challenges. Mr. Murlidhar started Fractional Column Business Refinery Private Limited close to 3 years ago with a strong purpose and desire to address and solve the problems of SMEs and SSIs in India, to empower their growth and build their success stories. So, the podium is all yours, sir. Please.
Sorry, good afternoon. At the outset, please allow me to thank the management of the Mumbai University ADMI Institute that they found it that I'm worthy enough to impart knowledge or words of wisdom to you youngsters. I like talking to youngsters. I believe that all of you have a lot to offer, not just the companies that you would end up working for, but in building the nation. I believe that the work that I am doing is contributing to the growth of the country, and I do it extremely passionately. All right. When Mrs. Pandey invited me a couple of months ago, I was extremely delighted. Not just for the fact that I'm being, invited to speak here, but I was delighted because she was giving me more than 2 months' time to prepare for this presentation or speech, as one would call it, right? And no one had given me that much time. Okay, and I'd sort of made up my mind. I'll probably prepare extremely well, and I'll probably give the best speech that I've ever given in my life, right? And I'll do a damn good job of it. But destiny had other things in store for me. I've been the busiest in the last 2 months. I've been extremely preoccupied, right? And I had very, very little time to think about this speech. In fact, I just flew in yesterday from somewhere else, and I was engaged elsewhere. And just to, sort of get out of looking like a fool today, I, made myself sit inside the car while my son was out playing football, to collect my thoughts and then, jot down a few things that I would speak to you today, right? That brings me to the topic of the day. I learned it the hard way. How do I do it, right? I keep it simple, right? I try to keep it simple, and that's the best way to do it, really. When you have a deadline, right, to meet, and the deadline might seem too easy, the work that you think that you're doing is too easy, but whatever that can go wrong will go wrong, and you'll be, it'll be tough for you to meet deadlines many times. Deadlines, during many time, many phases of your life, right? So how do I do it? I keep it simple. There are 3-4 things that I want to talk to you about today, not just from the point of an entrepreneur, but a few things that I think that are essential to use it in your life regularly, regardless of whether you will end up doing a job somewhere or you're going to start a business of your own. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, not all successful stories end up being, not all entrepreneurs become successful stories. It doesn't mean that if you're working in a job, you're any lesser than an entrepreneur. Today, Sundar Pichai is the chief executive officer of Google, and he's an employed man. And you can't find a better example of success than him, can you? Satya Nadella and Microsoft, right? So I'm not talking to you from the point of view of an entrepreneur, but I'm trying to talk to you from the point of view that all of you are going to begin your life a year from now, a couple of years from now. So few things that I feel that is very important for you to remember, right? I've just jotted it down. Give me a minute, so I'll just talk about a few of those things. Basically, I'll talk about all these things that our parents have been teaching us, our teachers have been teaching us, our grandmothers have been telling us tales about these virtues that one should possess, right? So I'm going to sort of reiterate and remind you about all of those things, and maybe give 1 or 2 examples from my life that will probably help you understand what I'm saying. I was speaking to Smriti before coming here, and she was talking about attitude. I love that word, attitude, right? Primarily because you don't find it often. Good attitude, at least, right? I'll give you an example. I came for campus recruitment right here just last year, right? Not last year. Was it last year? Few months ago, right? And Vaibhav here is a candidate from your college, and I wanted to pick at least 2 people from this college, and but I ended up picking just 1, right? And the reason I picked Vaibhav was because of his attitude. The reason I didn't pick the rest was because of their attitude, right? So that's the story. I'll give you an example as to what attitude is. You conduct an interview. The first question that I ask, do you have anything to ask? Have you done a little bit of research of the company that has come to recruit you? Quite often I see that they have not done any research. There's a website that we have published. There's a job description that I've given. Not many have taken the pain to go through the job description. Not many have taken the pain to go through the website. The first question that they ask me is, sir, salary kitna hoga, kitna lakhs mein hoga? है ना? The first salary that I drew was 1750 rupees per month. Do that into 12, right? So the first question that I get is, how many lakhs is my salary? Sir, काम 5-day week होगा कि 6-day week होगा? साल में कितनी छुट्टी मिलेंगी? Right? This is attitude, right? Sir, I can't travel. Maybe 1 or 2 days in a month for work I'll travel, but if you ask me to relocate, I can't. Bombay is very important to me. That's bad attitude, right? So at the beginning of your career, if you're not willing to take chances with your life, I don't see how you can take chances with your life when you really have to, make some tough decisions, right? So that's one thing. So I always urge you youngsters to be a little free in your thinking. Don't build boundaries in your mind with regards to salary, with regards to place of work, location of work. You trust your instincts. Keep your mind open and then try to learn, right? So that's about attitude. I'll keep it short. I'll run through the rest of them. Willingness to learn, right? Everybody says, sir, I learn very quickly. I work very hard and this and that and stuff like that. But you also have to demonstrate, willingness to learn. I'll give you a very small example that I like to tell people. This is from my first job, 1 week into my career. I started off as air conditioning salesman. Today you can buy an air conditioner of a Chroma or a Vijay Sales or any of these retail store. You can order it on Flipkart. During the time that I started my career, there were no such stores from where you could buy this. So we had something called sales and service dealers, right? You had to place an order for one window room air conditioners, and you have to wait 15 days for it to come. And I was joining a B2B kind of a business, right? So I had to sell air conditioners to businesses also, apart from residential. So I asked my boss, मेरा job क्या होगा? What will be my job? Like cold call करना पड़ेगा. मतलब cold call का मतलब क्या होता है? What is cold call? So he said, no, you have to go and meet prospective clients, explain to them about product, and then they'll buy. I was like, who's prospective clients? Factories, architects. I was like, factory का एक example बताओ. Then he said, Myco. I said, Myco. So I was one day passing by Myco in Bangalore, and then I stopped outside, and then I asked to meet the admin manager of Myco, right? And he was just up for retirement. Maybe in a few weeks he was going to retire, and he had a lot of time on his hand. So he saw a wet behind the ears engineer come, looking for business. I said, sir, I'm from Carrier. I want to sell you some ACs. So he started asking me some crazy questions, technical questions about the product, which I had no clue about. Absolutely no clue about. But what I had done was I had ratified the catalog. Pura dimensions, capacity, power, color, and all that. So I kept telling, sir, I know only so much, I'll come back to you. So he had asked me a length of some 25 questions, right? So I came back and then he blasted me saying that, what are you guys, engineers? You call yourself engineers, basic things you don't know. Tumne padha nahi kiya. So I came back outside, I'm not worth to be an engineer. I can't sell in this business. And then I went back in the afternoon only to office. So my boss said, what are you doing in the afternoon here? No, I had a bad day today, so I don't think I can do this job anymore. He asked me, where did you go? I said, Myco. He's like, oh, you met Shankar Narayan. That fellow is a useless guy. He was just too much trying to pull your leg. He's not going to give you any orders. But then I said, no, I've promised him that I'll get back to him with a lot of clarifications, right? So nobody was willing to give me the answers to the questions that guy had asked me. But I wanted to find out. I mean, that was my first job. I had to know. So I went around asking some, 10 people, and finally, out of the 25 odd questions, I got answers for about 13 or 14 of them. And then I wrote a letter. Those days, there was no email. There was a fax, right? So I sent a fax saying that pursuant to our discussion, these are the clarification. You won't believe me, the next